What is up? My name is Richard, and this is my project for Miss Schlosser's fourth period AP Stats class. And my project is on which game do you prefer, Call of Duty or Battlefield? And personally, I prefer Battlefield. So anyway, let's just get down to the numbers and everything. So let's go ahead. So you see my pictures and everything is all nice, pretty. All right, just a minute. All right, there we go. Zoom out, you can see all the pictures. Um, Go ahead to okay. Briefly describe your project. My project is titled "Which game do you prefer, Call of Duty or Battlefield?" To gather my answers, I asked people that came through my line at work. The following are my results and more pictures. So next slide. Why did I choose this topic and why would I recommend it? Well, before I read what's on here, I chose it because I love gaming. I've been playing since I was probably like 5, 6 years old, and Um, before I go into the armed forces or whatever I decide to do with my life after high school, um, I'll try to continue gaming as long as I can, and until I lose that fire for it. If oh well, not if, but per se, I lose that fire for it. But anyway, why would I recommend it? It's uh, it's a it's a very debated topic. It depends on which game do you prefer the most. So really, I'm just doing the number side of it. So anyway, what I wrote is I chose the topic at hand due to my love of gaming and that within the different gaming communities, this topic is always up for discussion. I would recommend this topic to anyone that wants a good challenge. Finding materials that are not biased is quite difficult, but possible. As well, the two franchises are still growing and producing games as long as they are still thriving so well to debate. And Activision produces Call of Duty, EA produces Battlefield. But next slide. Population of interest, the house of my data collection and what were right and wrong. The population of interest is the amount of gamers that prefer Call of Duty over Battlefield, and the sample size is 500 people. Yes, I did ask 500 people that came through my line. Took forever, but I asked 500 people. The way I collected my data was asking random customers that as they came through my checkout line at work, and by asking random people online while playing game. I meant to say while playing games. So sorry for that typo. But anyway, which they preferred. The sampling technique that I used was random convenience sampling. What went right was having a job that placed it in position of collecting unbiased answers from random customers. What went wrong was me playing online of certain games with which some people that answered me while playing had some biased answers. Um, I basically showed the bias of both sides. The top picture is Call of Duty, and that's at I think E3 when Modern Warfare 3 was coming out, which is old, but anyway. And the bottom is Battlefield 3 characters actually on the game. So there you go. Next, what source of bias could I my bad could and couldn't I avoid? What I would suggest. Sources of bias that I was able to avoid was people that were wearing explicitly Battlefield paraphernalia or Call of Duty paraphernalia, and avoiding Call of Duty gaming servers or Battlefield gaming servers. The sources of bias that I couldn't avoid were playing on games published by the same franchises to get my data. I would recommend that if a group wants to repeat the study next year, don't play games at all while gathering data. I cannot stress this point enough. I really can't because these EA and Activision make great games and they produce a lot of games. But anyway, so don't play games at all. It'll affect your data, so don't do it. Big no no. Alright, next slide. This is my math behind it. Step one. This is my four-step inference procedure, and let me get my paper out just so I can stay on point with it real quick. Hold on. Ah, where's it? There we go. The step one is state the problem. Statement of problem. So the population of interest Call of Duty players. My null hypothesis is Call of Duty equals at least half of the gamers that well 0.5 basically half the people would say that they preferred Call of Duty. Alternative hypothesis is that just a minute just a minute that they that the population did not like, well, preferred other games than Call of Duty, I chose to use the inference procedure Z. Step 2, SRS. It was unbiased and it was random. The answer could have been either Call of Duty or Battlefield. Normal. MP is greater or equal to 10, which it was. I mean, there was at least 10 yeses, so anyway, yeah. In parentheses 1 minus P, in the parentheses, is greater or equal to 10. And as I said again, there are at least 207.3 yeses. I just now calculated that on my TI-83. But anyway, and as you see, I put beside of normal, independent, 10 times 500, and there are at least 5,000 gamers in the world. I mean, alone there's right now on the Call of Duty servers there are at least 160,000 people playing. So anyway, step 3. This is my actual math where I crunch it down into numbers. Z equals 0.366 minus 0.5 divided by square root of 0.5 parentheses 1 minus 0.5 divided by 415, which I had 500 people, but the rest, the 85 rest of people said that they didn't prefer either game, so I didn't include them. But I just wanted to let Miss Slosher know that there was 85 other people that said that they didn't prefer either one. But once you calculate all those numbers, it comes out to negative 5.45. And if you look at our Z chart that Miss Slosher gave us in class, you look that it would not be on the chart at all. So it would be approximately 0. But where's that sheet at? Right here. But since it's greater than, you would do 1 minus 0, and which would be approximately 1. So as you can see, I wrote it there. And step 4, with all that being said, we would fail to reject the HO because the P is greater than 0.05. And that's my sorry excuse for a graph. You can zoom in if you want on it, Miss Slosher, but that's my sorry excuse for a graph. Next slide. Yeah, next slide. Type 1 error. My type 1 error is that people could like Call of Duty better than Battlefield, but in reality, gamers like both equally. The consequences of it, though, would be that the Call of Duty franchise would get more business due to the study if Activision would want to buy my study or anything and say, oh, look, somebody proved that people like Call of Duty better, and I would be hurting the Battlefield franchise, which I like more than Call of Duty. But I'm a biased answer, so I didn't include mine on here. Type 2 error would be, my type 2 error would be, is that people could like both equally, but in reality, Call of Duty is favored more by gamers than Battlefield. So the consequences of that is that that both franchises would get about the equal amount of business if they both decided to buy my study, but in fact, Call of Duty should be getting more business than Battlefield. So yeah. And sum everything up, even after showing you all stats behind my project, this topic is and always is open for discussion as long as these franchises continue to thrive. Watch these 2 trailers below to form your own opinion and comment on which game is better. The 2 trailers you see right here is Battlefield 4 is on the left, which is not out yet, but since it's the newest one coming out, I decided to include this. And this is the latest one, and since Call of Duty Ghosts, the new one that's coming out, has not had a trailer yet, I didn't include it. So I couldn't really be accurate, but I try to be as accurate as I could. And the one on the right is Call of Duty Black Ops 2. So I hope you liked my statistical standpoint of which game is better. So technically, even though I had more people say Battlefield, it would still my stats basically kind of prove that Call of Duty is favored more, which kind of depresses me because I like Battlefield better. But anyway, Ms. Lasher, I hope you liked my video, and I really I really enjoyed having your class and everything. So um, even though I could have done more in it, as I mean, pretty much I could have really done more in it, but enjoyed your class. You were fun to have as a AP statistics teacher, and I hope you like my project. And yeah, this is Richard, and I'm out.